Hello? Hello? Check. Hi guys. Welcome. Good evening and welcome to another Tarcy Talks. We are on episode let's see, 41. And our 41, hang on. How many more until 50 and I can decide whether or not I want to continue. Let's see. One, two, it'll reach next year. Anyway, but hey Mark. So let's see. Hope you guys are doing okay. We are a few weeks until our Christmas break, so a bit of a push needed until we can get a bit of a good rest. I know that there are probably a lot of things that I know are already starting. I hope they're not piling up. I hope they're not. In Ateneo, we're kind of already winding down the semester, so we have projects and papers due this week, next week. So I'm a little bogged down myself, so I know what it's like. But yeah, I hope that it's not too bad for you guys just yet. Then, so today we are going to talk about apathy. And the thing is, okay, so if you haven't been paying attention to the Discord, so in the Discord there is a a topic recommendation channel in which you guys can talk about the things. You can make suggestions as to what we can talk about. Ideally, Sergio and I want to alternate some of the lighthearted topics with the more serious topics, because we do want to, as much as we enjoy the lighthearted content, we also want to make sure that we discuss the serious issues. So normally once a week, I will post there the possible topics. If we had a light topic the previous week, then I will probably post suggestions for dark topics. But it's not a sure thing. You can always make suggestions. If everyone wants a light topic, then we'll go with that. At least we'll see how that goes. And for this particular case, the topic that we chose, or well, that you guys chose, there weren't a lot of weren't a lot of votes. It was regarding apathy. And honestly, I don't know. Am I surprised? Am I surprised a little bit? I got to, so the possibilities were feeling and dealing with apathy and talking about gender issues from a school perspective. I honestly thought that people would choose the second one, if only because it would be controversial, if only because I feel like a lot of people have a stake in it. But yeah, so we'll put a pin on it. We won't forget that topic. So if ever you want to bring it back, we can talk about it some other time. But since people voted for talking about and dealing with apathy, we're going with that for today's topic. And the next week, you guys can choose again if you want a light topic, if you want a more serious topic. We'll provide options for each. Okay, let me just something. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about apathy, and honestly, it's something that Sergio and we talked about it sometime before. It was a very specific context, but apathy was kind of like the broader category. The more specific context being that we were Sergio was concerned about voter registration. That I think he had a statistic noting how many of the students were registered as voters, and yet he saw that it wasn't 100%. Because honestly, I'm sure as him as a social science teacher and someone who is studying law, he wants everyone to do their part as a proper citizen of the country, and yet he saw that not everyone was registered. So, and then we got to talking about why are people not registering? And one of the things that we talked about that came to mind was apathy. And we remembered, well, I remembered because I was the student of Sir Vlad. And for those of you who were students of Sir Vlad, maybe you remember. Maybe he gave this lecture to you. I'm not sure. I hope he still does. I hope he still gives this lecture, in which it was a really emphatic lecture about what is the opposite of love. So, syempre, out of us, and it was kind of fun. Was it off topic? I can't actually remember the actual lesson of that day. I can only remember that last message, and in which he asked us, "What's the opposite of love?" And of course, some people said, "Hey, the opposite of love is hate." But he corrected us. He said that the opposite of love is not hate. Because if you love something, then you must necessarily hate anything that endangers what you hate, what you love. If you love peace, then you will hate war. If you love a particular virtue, then you will hate any vice that goes against that particular virtue. So he explained that the opposite of love is actually apathy. The opposite of love is to not care about anything at all. The opposite of love is to just kind of flatline, to look at the situation and not feel anything. Because if you love justice, if you love the country, then you're definitely motivated to do things for the country, and you will hate any injustice. You will hate the things that are happening that are endangering your countrymen, and so on and so forth. So it goes together. Love and hate. They're almost. You can say uh, they drag each other along. But when it comes to when you're apathetic, you don't care. You're not motivated to. You look at some news stories, some very gruesome news stories, some very unsettling news, or uh, and you don't react. And so it's a pretty concerning thing that we want to address, we want to avoid. Okay, so with that said, I think I can or I can undeafen from Discord. Um, so Joshua has his camera working, but sec. Let me just switch, or what? Let me undeafen first. Shortcut for this. Hello.
Hello, Mark. Is my
Yep.
camera working? Because I've been having problems with Discord for the earlier this morning.
No, your camera's not working. Okay.
Really? I'm showing a
Well,
cat.
I know. I
Don't
mean,
people like to see a cat?
I could see the cat
Really?
for like a few seconds, and then it disappeared.
No. I wonder what's wrong with with my Discord. So sad.
Oh, there, I see it.
It's
I see him, but it's like one frame. He's not moving.
no. Oh, well, no, he's really not moving.
No, I mean he's definitely frozen. Parang,
Ah, that's sad. That is sad. Well, that's okay.
I'll default to ano. I still have your sprite here, so hang on.
Yay.
Oops. So there. If I go aside, so there's that, and yep, he's not moving.
No, no. Oh no.
Anyway,
That's sad.
so
Okay.
I'm not going to turn on my
So,
camera if you're not gonna have a camera. So
no, that's unfair.
why is it not fair? It's like the most fair thing ever.
No, because no. Remember what we talked about? Like
What did we talk
to
about?
reach your full potential, you try to explore as far as you can. Where
Okay.
in my case, that I cannot go that far because of my limitations.
Yeah.
That shouldn't stop you from showing your camera,
But
which
there's an
works.
imbalance. There's an imbalance.
But I'm okay with it.
Okay, wait. So, say for example, I turn on my camera. Hang on. Let's remove my sprite and turn on my camera.
I
Is this
think it's
okay?
okay. Yeah. Plus, we need someone human to. Uh, we need someone
Mm,
human in this.
hang on. I do. Take this
I don't know
import.
what's wrong with my with Discord though. Like, why it always freezes. But right now, it's not freezing.
Mm,
I mean,
see.
back then it would always cut me off. Like, I yes, hi, I am Tinkerbell. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know. Okay. That's
Uh,
it.
so, with the topic of apathy, it okay. First things first. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to our 12 watchers right now, and to the future watchers of this show. Hi. I hope you're safe and well. Seems like the pandemic is now weaning off, but it's still not that much, I guess. Uh, actually, I'm still feeling a bit down, not down like sad, but more on exhausted because today was the school's audit day. Did you know?
Well, yeah, but I'm not really involved. So, are you involved? You're part of the staff, no, for the audit.
Yes, I was part of the host. So I had to sit in 3 audit sessions where I was the Zoom host. And I think our school is going to be reaccredited. So yay, I guess. That's a good thing. Okay. Um it's December. This is our first stream for December, right?
Mm, I guess so. I mean, it's December 6th, so
It should be, right?
I mean, it's a low enough
So
number, so it should be.
so happy December for everyone. For those counting down, how many more days till Christmas?
Mm, it's Googleable, pero 25 minus 6, 19.
Oh, quick maths, very good. Okay, so it's December and we only have how many more weeks in class? For December, two
Huh?
weeks.
Yeah,
This
about two
week and
weeks.
next week,
Well, I mean,
right?
I saw in the I think that's 2 weeks, pero weren't there like some things scheduled on 20 and 21?
No, yeah, that's the mid-quarter exam. So,
Okay.
do you
So
have? You,
it's
I
not
don't think
really
you have mid-quarter.
not really, no.
So, for all our students out there from Pisay, just push 2 more weeks. Also, your mid-quarters exam on 21 second, and you're good. You're good for the year. Yay! How about for those in college? How are they? What's your status like for you in Ateneo?
Mm, mm, well, I mean, semester ends at December, so there's a lot of final exams and
Oh,
final
really?
projects. So, uh,
S- That's for Ateneo or a lot of other schools as well.
I mean, UP is probably also ending their sem uh, in December. So, yeah.
Matthew says finals is weird. Oh no. Oh no. Are we ready to see a whole new school year? A whole new different school next school year. Now that most of the schools are starting their test runs, their dry runs, their face-to-face dry runs, and so on and so forth. Are we ready? We'll see. Now, maybe that's one thing that do we feel apathetic about it? Do we feel grabbing segue, you know? Are we seeing something as to are we readying ourselves for this? Uh
Actually, in
in
ano,
this
they say that
Go ahead.
uh, in December, parang rates of depression go up. Did you hear about parang there's like a statistic
Re-
like that?
Kasi naman yung mga kanta natin na uh
Uh-huh.
there are songs about I know there was like an OPM song about na malamig ang Pasko pag wala ka or something like that. And that would sound really depressing, right?
I
Although it
mean,
is really cold.
it's parang it's the only measure of Christmas going on, being together with well, was it a romantic context?
I guess a lot. Well, although it does also involve, let's say, Filipino tradition. Um,
Mm.
most of the Filipinos, kasi we can't deny it, but a lot of Filipino, the main trade of Filipinos would always be our labor, which is our OFWs that are abroad. And sometimes you see those commercials na hindi makauwi yung mga OFW na parents dahil they're working, and then you'd see ads like Globe telecom. Oh my gosh, I should have said the name. Telecom advertisements that makes you feel closer than before, regardless of how far you are. Uh, but yeah, it seems like they always try to connect uh, family spirit and closedness during December. And or nilalamig lang talaga mga Pilipino. But yeah, I think it may be correlated to religion. Would you say it's related to religion? Why?
Eh? I don't think so. Why would it be?
It's
Parang,
Christmas.
so? I mean,
I,
I feel like mm, Actually, I did. I should have looked that up. Why people get more depressed during the holidays? Is it because they don't want to, I don't know, be with family? I don't know, or it's they notice that they're not with family. I don't know.
It it may be. Although, how is that related to our subject when we talk about apathy,
I
which
don't
is
know.
not feeling
Okay,
anything
so
when
actually, I
it
know.
comes to depression?
No. So apathy is related to depression. So I had to, ano,
Okay, okay, okay.
I had to check, or I actually had to make sure that we had something to talk about. So I did watch, right before the stream, I watched a few videos on what is apathy, how to get over it, and so on and so forth. So we have things to do. We have things to do in the stream. It'll still be a short
Okay.
stream, but I'm
Wow,
prepared.
I'm excited for this.
Okay.
You're really not apathetic about this.
Mm. Well, I mean, okay. So, what do you think apathy is? Parang, or how would you explain apathy in your own words?
Um. Okay. I think you got it right on the nose on how I feel about apathy. When you talked about earlier, it feels like you don't want to be involved, or you don't care. And the best one was that with regard to the elections, I felt dismayed that a lot of a lot of those eligible for voting did not did not register or did not promote registering, because it does involve a lot. It changes a lot of lives for everyone else, but they chose not to, and that feels pathetic. So
Mm. Wait,
pathetic apathy.
pathe-
No, just
pa-
kidding. uh, well, I don't know the actual meaning, but I
Mm,
feel like not feeling a care in the world or not feeling a care about others could be apathy. But it doesn't necessarily have to be for others. It can be about oneself. Like, if it affects, if you know it should affect that person, but that person doesn't feel anything, I feel that person is feeling apathetic. For example, something bad had happened. Bumagsak sila sa, let's say, nakuha na grades sila sa math, which my dear electron feels so bad about. At least I know when they feel bad, that's kind of good,
actually,
because
I would agree.
you know you know, not because that they suck at math. We all suck at math, but more on that it's that they're they're processing their emotions well, as opposed to someone who says, "Eh, okay," or whatever. Those are the things that I feel would be apathy. So I guess to approach this would be would be the book definition of apathy.
Mm, okay. Pero sige. So that's before we go into that.
Okay.
So you've described how you see apathy in how you see it in other people. So
Hmm.
you in the ikaw, parang are there moments that you feel apathetic in particular areas or in particular cases? You're indifferent. Actually, uh,
Oh, okay. That does make sense. For me, that is very vocal about my emotions. I've never, huh? Okay, you kind of do have a point there. Like, is there anything that I have no comment on or feel indifferent about? Like what Marie says here.
mm,
I don't know. Would you okay? Throw out the topic there. What you think I might feel indifferent about, and I'll
mm,
deny.
no, honestly, ano, it's good, ano. Uh, if there's really nothing that you don't feel that you feel indifferent about, then parang why bother looking for one? It's a good thing. Yung ano ko
I,
lang, yung ano ko lang siguro is for someone like you. Ang, yung,
what does that mean for
hindi,
someone like
okay.
me?
Yung tanong ko, hindi ka pa napapagod? Parang, you're
Okay, okay,
so
okay.
emotive, you're so involved. Parang, don't you get tired?
Oh, I get tired. Hmm. I do feel tired. That's weird. I do feel tired, but it doesn't make me feel that I should stop caring about or having opinion about something. I never thought option that to turn it off.
Mm,
I never considered that. Like, okay, like let's say for my reviews,
mm-hmm.
I haven't had a good review yet ever since the school had started. But it doesn't mean I don't care about my review. Actually, I feel more and more afraid and scared about the nearing exam. But that's not apathy, like because I know I still feel about it. I could shut it off, feel tired na ayokong laging stress ako. Um, shouldn't I work on it or do something about it or just completely uh, shut it down so that I don't, at least my mental health is saved. But I never considered an option. Like, huh, that's weird. Seems okay. So Katrina says seems trying to care about everything though. Um, I don't know. How about you? How do you feel about that statement? I never considered it honestly. I do feel tired. That's true,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. I've never seen. Sagot ko. I've never seen an option not to turn it off.
Mm. Well, yeah, you're that kind of person.
We sit. Like,
No, it's not a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. It's just
okay, so how about you? Do you feel apathetic about any particular thing?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. And I guess I know. You don't have to think of apathy as describing the person. It can be situational. On a particular type of thing and only in this particular time. Maybe it was just a temporary state. So, yeah, so that feeling of indifference that uh, you kind of don't want to deal with it, and so you just kind of uh, mute yourself or you numb yourself to okay, if something good happens, whatever. If something bad happens, okay, whatever. Just continue. Uh, yeah, I mean, I do feel it. Uh, Honestly, let's see. School, as in Ateneo, not so much. I, I honestly get a little bit
Oh,
too
why?
in.
Because they're Jesuits. No, just kidding.
Why are you bringing? What does that have to do with it? I'm taking comsci, and I have no connection to this at all.
Oh, exactly. So in this scenario, the dead. What would you say? Comsci would be a dead, not dead language, but like it's very cold and logical, as opposed
So
to emotional language.
wouldn't that make it more apathetic?
Yeah, yeah. Would you say comsci would be something like that?
I mean, I guess comsci itself is apathetic, pero I'm pretty enthused by comsci, so even
Oh.
though
Okay, going back to how you feel about school.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. In terms of, do I ever have feelings of apathy when I'm in Ateneo? Not so much. The It's a lot of work. Still have two papers and two projects that I still have to finish, and medyo mahirap working with other people. I don't like working with other people. I'd prefer working alone. Pero okay, fine, whatever. But yeah,
Exciting to do.
it's it's I do enjoy the work, and okay, it's frustrating, but yeah, I I'm still at the point where I react to it. Parang, it's that I like, there are points that I don't like. I do find myself getting apathetic sometimes about school, pisay, about teaching, which is parang
Ooh.
which I actually and it kind of swings me out of apathy when I think about it that way because I feel like I shouldn't. Parang I feel sad about being apathetic about
You feel
school.
sad
Yeah, yeah.
for
So
the
that
wrong reasons.
it kind of swings me out of it. So
uh,
that's good in a way. Pero yun nga, there are times na okay, I open up my laptop and then I uh, start to lecture and then parang that disconnect from because
uh,
with teaching in person, so I see people's faces, I see that they're getting it, I see that they're not, and parang okay, I can work with this. But now, I mean, okay, let me just present my work. Let me just explain it. Bahala na sila kung ano, if they get or not, they can ask questions. They probably won't. I don't know. But yeah,
Grabe.
but yeah. So yeah, it's that point. It's that
Oh,
thing that feeling, and he's gone. But yeah, it's that feeling that point that uh, I don't care. Let me just do what I'm supposed to. So it's that feeling of apathy. And one thing that I realized, so I'll just continue until Joshua gets back. You there?
no. I got. Is the camera working now?
Mm, hang on, let me see. No,
No.
no.
What, what do you see?
I see the loading icon.
No. No. Okay. Oh well. Can't be helped. Okay,
Anyway,
so where were we?
so I was talking about okay, you can feel apathy, but at the same time, I guess it's important to understand that you're doing this as a defense mechanism, at least for the most part. I think that I, I like teaching. I really really like teaching, which is kind of why I'm able to swing out of apathy because it makes me sad that it feels like I don't care about teaching. Um, but
What?
the reason that I go into that apathetic state, and I suppose that other people who are normally passionate, who are normally very excited about things, they go into that apathetic state as a means of self-preservation, as a means of self-defense. That uh, I mean, we can't all be like you, who no,
What is
no,
okay.
but there are people they can't handle the all the highs and the lows, or I suppose recently it's mostly for people who are struggling, it's mostly lows. So they decide rather than experience the lows and the highs that might come, they rather just okay, let me just mute myself. Let me just mute my emotions. Let me just mute my reactions to this thing. And so, okay, grades. Oh well, I mean, whatever, uh, and so on and so forth. So,
This is this
hmm?
a medical determination? Is this professional? Is this our assessment as a teacher?
Well, it's not a professional assessment, but at the same time, I did watch a video by
It's
a
okay. So
doctor.
it's based on okay,
It
very
is
good, very
based
good.
on law. So, and it is related. So, if you do have some mental health conditions that are present, then they can aggravate feelings of apathy. So, if you're depressive, or if you are have some other kind of uh, disorder, then it can aggravate apathy. But it does not. If you don't have, it doesn't mean that you can't experience apathy. And so I want to show this, this slide of how do I hide other parts of it. I don't want you guys to see what else. Say the right side of the screen shows all the relevant videos that I've been watching. It's full screen, and then
Disclaimer: that's all Lily Pichu. I bet you.
no, no, where's that?
Oh, I want to see those credentials of that YouTube. I don't want to be referred as napanood natin sa YouTube. Therefore, I don't want to be that kind of person. So, do you have links so that I can make sure that
Oops, hang on.
at least I admit that I'm coming into this blind.
Hang on.
At
Let me
least.
just. Where's that? All right. Let me just fix the view. And all right. So again, so it's from this. If you search the video, what is apathy and how to break past it, then you'll find this video. And basically, apathy is that situation. It's this part over here where uh, you you're not challenged. Though I suppose that might mean that it's not apathy that we're experiencing, because I feel plenty challenged. Maybe it's anxiety. But okay, so here's the challenge level. Here's the skill level. Uh,
Okay.
uh, I'm not sharing it on Discord, so you'll have to watch it through the stream.
Yeah,
If
I
you're
watch it. I watch it.
okay, so you have your challenge level, basically how challenged you are and how skilled you are in that particular aspect. So, for example, if you have a uh, medium skill level, or maybe even a high skill level, but you're not challenged, then if you are really good at something and um, but it's not particularly challenging, then you're relaxed. If you're have a medium skill level and it's not challenging, you're bored. I guess it's partly because your middle skill level means that you're not that invested into that thing that you're doing. And then here, you're not invested and you're not challenged. I think.
Sorry. Now
Hmm?
that now that I see that now that I see the image you're showing, no wonder I don't feel apathy. I feel anxious always.
Mm, yeah, and I think that's enough.
Just low skill, low skill, high challenge all the time. No, just kidding. Oh, by the way, this is from the YouTube video, the Dr. Marks.
Um, I can't recall the name of the other.
I think so. So okay, for everyone out there, um, the video that Mark is referring to is what this from is legit. So me and Sir Tarcy are not doctors or experts in this field, but just to be clear, these are resources that were taken directly uh, from experts. Okay, continue.
Okay, so well, I can't play the video because uh, I get I get the feeling we might be we might be copyright stricken.
Demonetized.
So okay, so I think okay, where would you describe Psi students at? Here or here? Or
There's no mouse. You're not showing any mouse.
all right, sorry.
Oh, there is a mouse.
Anxi-
Okay.
anxiety or apathy? Uh,
Not flow?
but
Because
actually, okay.
if you check my grades, if I show you my grades, everyone is Nathan says YouTube pala sources nyo. I told you I don't want to be referred as that person. But it is legit. I checked it out, and the doctor pretty is very very notable. So okay, at least in this scenario, I can defend our YouTube source. Anyways, when I would talk about PSI students, that's weird though, because
Hmm?
my only experience with PSI students, if I were to talk about my subject in particular, would be flow.
Mm,
Because, oh, either flow or relaxation. I mean to say na, the challenge is just so low, but their skill level is so high. That's why,
okay, let's I think we for Pisay, kasi if we were to describe Pisay students, skill level is high, no matter what. So parang the rest
yes.
of the board becomes irrelevant. Let's replace skill level with interest, investment. I think that becomes more applicable.
You do that though. I
Hmm?
meant, can you just swap out a term like skill with the
Well,
interest? Because those are two different things, right?
I mean, we're transforming content. We're transforming.
Not to bash on you, I know, but considering that this might have been a study, an actual study, where they were able to correlate challenge and skill, maybe correlating challenge with interest might need a different graph.
Mhm.
But true. Let's see if it might fit.
Okay, kasi if kasi I think well again this is not I'm not a professional, but I think investment or interest fits because people are I think that we experience apathy when we feel like uh Josh is gone again. Hmm. Okay, anyway, so uh actually he is right, I guess. Maybe not skill level, because when are you anxious? You're anxious when you don't feel confident maybe confidence. So when you don't feel confident, and this is, I suppose, how important you think it is. So if you're not confident, but it's very important, you're anxious. But if you're not confident and you don't feel that it's important, you're apathetic. Yeah, I think that fits better. And if you're both confident and it's important, then you get the flow of things. Yeah, I think that fits. So, I mean, again, this is not probably not a good. What?
No. I get what you're saying, but yeah, it does. It may make sense. Maybe that could be an actual study.
Yeah,
But
we're no.
besides students, where would they lie?
Okay, so if we're using that transformed, so this is this is, we transform this into confidence. We transform this into I suppose importance, or at least how perceived importance. So beside students, honestly, they think I think they think a lot of things are important. So uh, and if they're not confident, they're anxious. If they have a fair amount of confidence, then there's kind of like arousal in the sense that they are kind of motivated. And then
Ah,
flow is
okay,
that they're in the zone. Uh,
okay,
they're working on something important that they believe is important, and they're confident about the work that they do.
okay.
But on the other hand, if you have something that, uh, okay, maybe they're confident, but they don't think it's important, relax lang sila. And
Wait,
then
wait, wait. Okay, yeah, and then you finish the thought. Sorry.
then as the thing uh, becomes less and less, uh, yeah, so this import, I need to be able to write onto
You
this thing,
need to
but
draw, you need to draw something on it.
but okay, this is confidence, and then this is importance. So at low importance, but they're confident, then they can relax. Kasi yan, carry nila. But as their confidence slowly disappears, because it's unimportant, why care?
Okay. I think. Hmm. Although I think you're referring to a different table. I think that's risk assessment. That kind of sounds super relatable to risk assessment. I mean to say the priority list as to which to put first. But you're
Mm,
putting into a context as to how they feel, which we need to have a whole different graph for this. But wait.
mm.
We're assuming, we're making the assumptions on behalf of the students when we have students themselves. Well, tanggal mo naman yung reference mo natin. For students, for our students both studying and in Pisay and in college, how do you think you'd feel? Do you feel that the skill level and the challenge do match to how you feel? Now, I need Mark to show the reference because you know
Ah, wait, sorry.
they,
Hang on.
they have nothing to refer to if that's happening.
Hang
Because
on.
uh we can't speak for them because we can't. It's very hard for us to put us in their shoes. I don't understand how they get Uno in Soksai when when the topic itself is very hard. Me myself, I had a very hard time understand. I myself, and I had a hard time in law school, but my students get it immediately. So they might have high skill despite the high challenge. Um, okay? So it's again, it's not for us to speak for you because especially for the 19 that's listening into us right now. How do you feel right now with regard to what you're feeling in relation to the challenge level of your school with the skill level that you possess? Mark, maybe you could try relating this to help the students give our listeners to give a perspective from you as a student as well in your masters. How do you feel right now? And does it match?
Okay, no. Um, I said the thing is, I'm not here. But okay, so say for example,
Are you enlightened? Is that like above beyond the flow part?
no, no, no. But okay, so if I were to use the new values that I put here, so perceived importance, and so honestly, since I'm taking master's classes, master's courses, parang I have a pretty high perception level of what is important. So I mean to say that at the very least, they're middling in importance. So
Okay.
I do worry. That's why I don't find myself in this level of I don't feel apathy, I don't feel boredom, I don't feel relaxed because they're pretty important. So I'm normally worried, anxious, not so much over here, but I'm pretty and um so, and depending on what we're talking about, the class that I'm taking, normally my skill level, so I didn't take computer science as an, and I don't think I'm particularly good at computer science. I just have the fortune of having a lot of examples to work with
Mm-hmm.
and being exposed to a lot of the work of other people. So I would put myself over here that I normally switch between worried, anxious, maybe aroused. Parang, okay, parang I finally got that one piece of code to work and it's giving me good results.
Mm-hmm.
So, yan, parang perceived confidence of your skill, perceived importance. I think, have I reached flow? Have I reached control? No, honestly, I don't think I've ever felt in control of my study. So, yeah, I am pretty much shifting around here. On a
Okay.
good day, I'm
Now,
over here.
with that, at least you were able to assess your own self as to where you see whether it matches with the challenge and the skill, or more importance, as you've said, feeling. We're really glad that our chat was able to interact with us, because Marie says that she's anxious 24/7. Now, in this scenario, would she say that it's relatively that the challenge level and the skill level actually match to how she's feeling right now? I hope at least maybe it's a hit in this scenarios, and we can understand where to work on. For Anela, oh hi Anela, here, wow. She says that it's more on flow or arousal, so that's great. In this scenario, she already understands where that if her feeling of interest, genuine interest about the topics that she's handling, and then that she finds that the challenge is there, but she knows that the skill is somewhat there and getting there. Well, Tommy says that this graph makes more sense. No wonder I'm anxious all the time. So it does resonate to how we feel, because it kind of makes more sense to match what we're feeling with what um, what its symptoms are, so we can easily, I wouldn't say diagnose, but at least identify that. So so this is how we're feeling. For me, as you said, a person who has many emotions, I
Oops.
like to spin the wheel. Like, what am I gonna feel? So it's gonna be spinning into which one? Like, would it be flow today? Control. What's happening right now to our stream?
All right. I'm trying to fix something. Never mind.
But um, I that was just a joke with regard to the feelings, because I think I do have control of my feelings, or at least I can identify how I'm feeling. At least I do feel tired. At least I know that. But when it comes to this graph does actually help us understand and identify what we're feeling. I feel like the bar itself is very very challenging, no matter how much I study, and the skill that I possess might be not that much enough. I feel like I'm in flow, but apparently I'm always anxious all the time. I'm always stressed out, or I'm peaked. I'm always peaked. Like, I would always read an article how I would relate it to the laws of the country, but it always falls between worry, anxiety, arousal, worry, anxiety, arousal, just like a roulette between those three. I guess to have flow, you have to see whether or not a feedback to it. Like, is it working for you? I guess. And
Okay,
maybe
so
apathy might not have feedback, I guess. Like that's
mm,
why you care less about it.
honestly, again, the way that was discussed is it refers to uh, well, I mean, in the video, it uses skill level, and I think they use the way I understood it, they use skill level as a measure of uh, well, in this case, I interpreted that it as like perceived confidence. How confident are you that you know it? And
Mhm.
then here you have importance or how perceived importance. How important is it to you? And so uh, the idea that they present in this video about how to get out of this is, well, at least here, you need to improve your skill and you need to challenge yourself. Or at least in our case, in for our students who might be feeling
Should we increase the challenge for our students?
no, again, that's why I replaced that. This is ano, parang for our particular case, we're using perceived importance. And they're
Yes,
feeling
yes, yes, yes.
apathetic because it's not important to them. They feel like, why bother? Why is it important to ano, to get involved with this? Why is it important to uh, uh, vote? Maybe they do understand why it's important to vote, but maybe they're not confident that they can do anything about it. So they decide it's not just ano, let's not
Okay.
register.
Now I see why you want why the change of values. And yeah, yeah, okay, that does make sense. Wait,
So
why couldn't we watch the video? I haven't. Couldn't you do like what YouTubers do? They flip the video, put a filter, and then so that they can show it on YouTube as well.
I don't want to do that. Okay,
We're
so
not like that.
in the video, they present this. There are ways to get out of. Uh, hang on.
Being apathetic.
Yeah, it's rather so you have to stimulate yourself. You have to uh, uh, figure out why is it important to you. But honestly, I think I think all of us, our students, do understand why things are important. It's not they've kind of resigned themselves na uh, to not care. So, but to just revive that idea of why it's important, and to uh, have more confidence in what they can do to change the outcome. So students might be apathetic towards their studies because they feel like no matter how hard they study, they won't get a good grade. So they need to kind of reconfigure uh, what it means for them to be confident in their skill. Rather than use grades as a metric, they can use rather how much time they're putting in or how much they understand the material. Maybe their grades don't exactly correlate, but do I understand the material? Then yeah, that
Oh,
you should translate that into your confidence.
isn't that a system problem then? Like, if the grades don't reflect it properly, why not just correct the system of grades?
Well, I mean,
I mean,
how
we
would you
have to
how would you correct it?
no, like we have to talk freely about this as teachers as well.
Yeah,
We have to understand that it might not be the problem of the students all the time. It might be also the problem on the part of the teachers. Sometimes they might be asking too much. Same goes like, would you like to use your subject as a example? I don't want to drop other subjects.
let's see. So I give too much. The thing is, I mean, teachers do have a problem with scaling, in the sense
It
that
does. People do. The teachers do.
so the idea is that well, I mean, what teachers are told is that make sure that your students can do the work that you give them. And so, what teachers use as a proof of concept that they can do is the teacher does it, and okay, in I can do it, so therefore you can do it. It doesn't take too long. But the thing is, I can finish one of my practical exams in 15 minutes, and then it can take students up to 2 hours to finish it. So it's not a fair
That's true.
comparison.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's one of the suckiest things that I've ever seen in in uh, in an in an institution where they say that kung kaya ng teacher, dapat kaya nyo rin. And although okay, it does in a way they kind of try to justify it that it does make sense. Really weird because I was able to experience this with regard to the oh no, can I say it? The
Hmm?
system learning guides.
Mm,
They
mm,
suck. They suck really bad. I was gonna say something else, but they suck really bad, as in so bad. Like because okay, not to put them down.
no, you are putting them
But
down. No,
no, but kasi
you're critiquing the
okay.
guides, not the people who wrote them. Right?
Both. Okay, so here's the context. Kasi
Mm,
with the okay, this would be very specific though.
okay.
I can't say it anymore. No, okay. Okay. I feel like they like to flout their profession. Mean to say, they. It's honestly, there's no offense here. It's
Okay.
just teaching and learning something is very different, and it's
Okay.
very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because, however, I feel like the ones who wrote the learning guide were so much confident on what they had learned, felt like they could translate it into a way that the students will be able to learn it as well. And in this scenario, they made it super technical to the point that I understand where they're coming from because I too have the same background, so you know where I'm coming from.
Mm,
Uh, but they left the technicality so much that it didn't make sense anymore for the audience who were supposed to receive it. And that's why I feel like a lot of my students last school year, when we were purely learning guides based, they opted not to, as they didn't have the challenge was just too high and the skill wasn't there yet.
mm,
When you talk about introduction to politics, 1987 constitution, and Philippine government, you have to take it very slowly. Like when I was in college, I was super the thing that really piqued me and made me enjoy politics and governance was because my teacher was very good into translating what was the content of the law and to make it so relatable that a normal student who's trying to learn this stuff from the start can understand it. And because of that, actually, she was the teacher that was able to, one of the teachers that convinced me to try out law. And actually, I saw her again when I enrolled in law school. But yun nga eh, going back to what I was saying, me feel like it's hopeless is because the grades might not match to how they're supposed to feel. And the metric ourselves that the teachers provide, no, nilalaglag ko sila right after ma-accredit tayo ng ISO. It just doesn't feel that way. That's why me and Sir Charles, we've always been champions for the students, and we have to make sure that the student will not only be able to perform it, but also enjoy it or learn from it. That's why I feel like the milestone that I've made for this second quarter seems a little bit problematic because it might be difficult. I might not have provided or explained it as properly as I can. And I see fault in it. That's why I see students having trouble. But that means I have to adjust to feeling to it. Okay. So where were we again? With regard to feedback. You were saying kasi grades don't define you always. That's true.
or rather, grades is not a good metric of
Yes,
your
it is not a
perceived
good metric.
skill.
But it adds stress though.
Mm,
Wouldn't you
that is
say?
true. Yeah, that is true. But I don't know. I feel like I feel like the current way that people look at education, because personally I'm a fan of not have not having number
Oh my God,
grades.
are we going to have neoliberalistic talks?
Hmm?
Are we
Sorry,
going to talk about neoliberalism,
no,
neoliberal education?
not really. Pero the thing is, I don't really understand why it's important that you measure it with a number. Parang it's either you know enough to pass or you don't.
Like
So
valid.
hmm?
Pass or fail.
Yeah, so I'm more of a parang if it I feel like if I could change something about education right now, parang don't let the students worry about their grades. Parang don't let them worry about So just tell them uh, okay, as it is right now, you're not showing enough enough competence in this subject. So uh, I mean, I can give them more exams to show that they know it. No. But they need to show that they know it. But now it just becomes a numbers game. Parang,
Okay,
how much do I need to pass? How much do I need to
that's true. That's true. Now, Michael, to challenge your thought, if you'd allow me,
mm,
since you were the one who were able to watch the video, you should have given it to me so that I was able to prepare. Okay. You say that to pass it, it's pass and fail. Then also says this. So does that mean Pisai shouldn't be striving for excellence? In this scenario, if I may add to that, if it's just pass or fail, aren't we where would how will they be able to reach a state of flow or an emotion of flow when the challenge won't be that high?
no. The thing is, the the final metric uh, isn't is just a pass or fail. We can still point out to the students na okay, parang uh, maybe in terms of goals, you did not reach these goals. You reached this goal, but parang I mean, if a student were super picky about it, he could convert that into grades. Na parang
Mm-hmm.
out of 10 goals, he reached 9 goals. So therefore, parang, and he is seeing up. But by distancing yourself from that number that is a grade, uh, it becomes more of, okay, how many goals can I reach? Which can be more of, so how many goals you reach is how much you know the particular topic. So then that becomes your
Ah,
measure of excellence.
okay. Well, I think I see where you're coming from. That challenge doesn't necessarily have to be correlated with grade or
Mm,
pass and fail. Like it can still be challenging, and um, still you still have pass fail.
mm.
Now, sorry, I was thinking about joke tuloy. Now, with regard to Nathan's comment saying that, so that does that mean Pisay shouldn't be striving for excellence? In this, my joke was gonna be like, no, let's change. We shouldn't be grades like number grades. We shouldn't be focusing on number grades. We should be on letter grades or word grades, such as, uh, fail, good, fail, pass, good, excellent. So that's yung pinaka top grade, and that's whenever you hit excellence, you're hitting the goals of truth, excellence, and service. Bad joke, but I'm not Pisay, so I don't know.
Well, trying to going back to apathy and honestly, see, in my class when I teach, I feel like the thing that I struggle more with the students that I teach is trying to impart importance.
Emotions.
Well, yeah, that's true. But
Marie, are you here? Are you here in the chat? What did you say about Sir Tarcy? I'm just kidding. Maybe somebody else.
mm, anyway, so
Imparting
I mean,
importance, yes.
kasi skill, honestly, for me, the skill is something I can work with you for as long as you place importance in the subject. Parang I can work with you, I can, So if a student doesn't put importance into the subject, then it's very hard to work with a student. Um, but the thing is, it's difficult kasi, I mean, comsci, parang not everyone's into comsci, so it's a little hard to do. Um, so actually,
Okay. So, um, with that thought, how do you make it feel important? because it might be, would it be a teacher problem? Like, kasi I feel attacked with that. I mean to
Mm,
say, it's our job to make sure that the students understand that this is important, which is true. We have to make sure that, like the way how our math teachers keep on saying na importante to, then our students sasagot, gagamitin, saan ko gagamitin yung, can you think of an equation na usually sasabihin ng students, saan ko gagamitin ang
quadratic formula.
parabolic, yeah, quadratic formulas of future, like that. And in this scenario, we have to make sure that, um, we have to make sure that, okay, so it's a job of the teacher to make it feel important for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that they don't feel apathetic about it. For Sockside, I wouldn't say that's easy, but it's
No, it is easy.
no,
It is easy compared to other subjects.
Okay, it is easy, but it's still the role of the teacher to make sure that to teach it. But I'm just saying it's easy because there's a lot of references that the students are exposed to.
Mm.
But for ComSci, how would you feel important? Make them watch The Matrix?
No.
Or no, but I would be interested if I watch the teacher says watch The Matrix and you'll figure out what ComSci is all about. But honestly, with regard to that, if there was a way how you'd make ComSci feel important to prevent people from feeling apathetic about it, how would you go about it?
Well, honestly, I think ComSci could be super or other showing people how important ComSci is isn't too difficult. It's just that the lessons themselves, it's like showing someone a cell phone, right? And a cell phone is amazing. A cell phone, the smartphones nowadays are amazing. You can do so many things with it and so on and so forth. But and then okay, parang yeah, this is a product of engineering. And then okay, you decide to go into engineering, and then you take a class and you're drafting, and you create 20 plates and 30 plates in a year. And uh, I think the difficulty comes from, yeah, I mean, I guess the subject as a whole is important, but the steps to get there, they're so far removed from what you're actually interested in that you lose interest as a whole.
Man, even explanation, you're losing interest.
Hmm?
But like, is there anything out there that you can relate it to make it seem important? Like for a student perspective. Oh, question is thrown out to Sir Nathan, who taught AdTech. How did you make it feel important for your AdTech students? So going back, ComSci.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I can do that. Parang, make it
Really?
important. I mean, I explain why it's important, but the thing is,
Oh, yeah,
it's
there. Exactly. I think that's the thing. Why is it important? Especially, I'm pretty sure a lot of our students had taken up ComSci in college, our alumni, because of what they were able to experience in Pisay.
yeah. But the thing is, parang for those people definitely, pero for those who have had no interest in comsci, parang I mean, as the explanation of why it's important, parang even then, parang the interest is already parang for example, I explain, okay, why is it important to have an object-oriented paradigm? I mean, and then I explain
What?
the. I mean,
Sorry.
the most I can do is kind of like related to games. Na parang so
Ah,
that thing that you see in Breath of the Wild, so that can happen because they're using object-oriented paradigm and so on and so forth. But the thing is, that's a very limited market. Parang I've talked to people. Parang we have an exercise right now on Pokemon. I'm using Pokemon as the base example. They don't know what Pokemon is, at least, or some of them. So,
what is the thing? What is the in thing right now?
K-pop.
How do you translate that though into games?
I have no idea.
No. Okay. Maybe what you're feeling right now in relation to that is what Sir Nathan is saying. I feel like trying to make it feel is kind of shallow. I mean, not everything's really that important.
Okay, actually, that's another thing that I want to point out about ComSci. I mean, okay, I can say that ComSci can be used in pretty much whatever profession that you're gonna go into. Parang it's a language, so it's something that you apply. It's like using English except on the computer. But for people who are not going to, be computer scientists, maybe if you are going to do some kind of data analytics, then yeah, you need to learn some programming. But for everyone else, they won't need what I'm teaching them until after high school. So honestly, if you were to ask me, parang and again, this is just an opinion. And honestly, it's this kind of shooting myself in the foot. Kasi I don't think ComSci should be at least ComSci 3, ComSci 4, ComSci 5. Well, ComSci 5 is an elective. I think ComSci 3 onward should be an elective. Parang web dev, Java, and well, again, ComSci 5 is an elective. Parang you won't need it unless you actually it is involved in something that you want to do. So I would be of the
So
opinion
would you
that yeah,
say? Oh, so would you say that's why it's more of a system problem that the school is forcing the students to feel interested in this and
yun, I think. Hmm.
okay. I get it. I get it now. Like why not revolt? I meant revolt. Why not revolutionize
I
this?
mean,
Mean
I
to say,
lose my job.
oh, that does make sense.
No, I
Oh
mean,
no.
I can teach it. I can teach. I don't mind teaching an elective.
Like,
Less classes for me.
okay. Reading back. Let's read back through the chat before. Oliver was referring to the graph earlier. He was saying that most of the time, parang mahirap for me to consider myself with high skill level for things I do, especially when I know there are people better than me. Mean to say that part of him couldn't reach to the right side of the graph,
Mhm.
the graph you were mentioning, because there's a part of him that thinks about other people that are ahead of him. So, mean to say, if we are in a ranking system, there's always that fear ranked. Mean to say, despite how much you do, you can't go past it because there are people that are might be naturally better than him. And then Oliver added, kaya siguro it makes sense na di never ko na feel yung nasa right side. Ha ha ha. Which, yeah, I guess, um, this, it's what I see, it's it's a systemic problem that uh, grades is a problem. I wouldn't. I'm not saying because I'm bitter from being 3 times for the bar exam. I mean, I do know, but I also understand the importance of having a bar exam. Same
Hmm.
goes for doctors. Those that enter a profession, they need this so that they can justify that they actually, not just because that justify that they had studied this, but that you need that confidence of the people, of the public in them. You don't
Yeah.
want a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer to handle something that they're not proficient in.
Yeah.
That's why grades are a matter. But
No. I would say that rather than grades, exams matter. Qualifications matter. If you have the qualifications, if you pass the exam, then you're good. So if you pass it by a large amount, by a small amount, parang, I mean, supposedly, if you pass the exam, you have enough to be whatever it is that exam is for. So if it's an exam to be a doctor, then you have enough knowledge to be a doctor. Doesn't matter if you
yes,
got a perfect score or if you just passed. So
true.
okay, so with regards to getting uh, out of that apathetic state, so uh, there are two axes. You can either uh, revive your perceived importance of the thing, but I mean, without increasing your perceived confidence, you're just going to stress yourself out. So improve your,
Mhm.
I suppose, improve your confidence in yourself, improve your skill.
Example of that. Try
Hmm?
to of that. How would that be a problem?
Okay, so say for example, I have an exam tomorrow, and I'm at the point where I don't actually have an exam tomorrow. I have an exam on next week, so still time. But okay,
Skip.
okay. And say, for example, that I don't feel confident in my skills, and
But you
so that
increase the importance.
no, so okay, it's an exam, but
Okay.
honestly, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to. So I tell myself, you know what? I don't care.
That's
Parang
apathetic. Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, parang what's an exam? And so without the skill, without the confidence, without the perceived importance, I become apathetic. So
Can you
if
imagine Sir
I
Tarcy like that?
if I were to suddenly parang okay, parang as the days go by, and then I mean, I know in the back of my mind it's important. So parang slowly umaangat yung perceived importance ko, the why. And then I'm becoming more worried, becoming anxious. And then parang and as I become more anxious, parang okay, I get stressed out. And then I tell myself, yun yan, parang so that's what's going to happen if you just I suppose ignore it, or you try to because I think we know that things are important, even if we try
Mm-hmm.
to ignore it. We can purposely ignore it so that we become apathetic, so that we don't get
Mm-hmm.
anxious. But okay, it's just yeah, it's a protective measure so that we don't have to stress out. But on the other hand, so you can't just kind of revive your perceived importance on the top on that particular topic. You also have to also take some steps to increase your confidence. So if I'm not confident, parang there's that exam, I'm not confident and I don't want to think about it, parang so I'm apathetic. So let me try to at least increase my confidence in my skill level. The thing is, the hard part here, I think, is that it's hard to make an effort to increase your skill or to increase your own self confidence in something if you don't think it's important. So there's no
Mm.
traveling along the x axis of the graph without also traveling the y axis.
Okay. That must make sense. What happens if you just try to shoot up your y-axis? Hopefully, the x-axis would follow.
I mean that can work,
That's
but
making
parang it's
you
also
anxious.
sounds very stressful.
So I think that's what most of our students are feeling. Like, they know that it's important, but it's just that there's too much importance part. So just decrease the importance. Okay, you do make sense. Yeah, I kind of see where you're getting at. But what if the problem is that you just don't have enough time to invest in increasing the x-axis? Because sorry, the y-axis. Well, which one's y?
Y
The
is perceived importance.
the yung nakahiga or nakatayo?
Nakatayo, it's a y axis.
Okay, X. See, I suck at math. I told you. Okay. So let's say you don't have enough time because you need resources to increase your skill.
Mm-hmm,
Uh, aside from money, let's say money for let's say tutoring.
mm-hmm,
Time is a resource that you can
mm-hmm.
use in order to increase your skill. You repeat and do it again so that you can get used to it to increase your confidence as well. What other resource can be used to help you increase your skill?
Mm, I mean, teachers are
It's
a
just
resource, I guess.
yeah. Okay. Increasing connections to make sure that you can connect to people to help you understand it. You're instead of going through the skill like grinding it more and more. Why not magpabuhat ka from someone else? Oh, like Valorant. Okay. But that aside, the thing is, what if there are multiple things that you have to feel importance with? Because I think what I'm seeing with the students right now is that com sci teacher and me as soc sci teacher, both of us get sidetracked by the bigger STEM subjects. We can't deny that because laging tayong nasa huli ng mga submissions. And it happens. I mean to say, the students tend to, um, they know that our subjects are important, but there are importanter and important test
Mm-hmm,
subjects
mm-hmm.
which cannot fit the time that they have to spend for others. increase their skill, to increase their resource, maybe spend resources for getting tutors, and so on and
Hmm.
so forth. Is this now a reason of time management when it comes to feeling of apathy?
I mean, uh, personal management, yes, but also I suppose it's finding how you best work in. So, okay, for example, um, that thing about prioritizing subject, I think,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, okay, there are levels of importance depending on what subject or what ano.
We can't
Uh,
just say that everything
hmm?
is important. We can't just say
No,
that.
we're talking about student perception, and student perception
Yeah,
is that
that's
there are
true.
some ano, and okay, so some students will put something more important than the other. I think if ever I feel like there's an apathetic student in my class, uh, maybe uh, they don't have confidence in their
Mm-hmm.
skill, but at the same time, I think there's also this idea na they don't need to ano, parang they actually don't need a high level of confidence in their skill. Parang I always say na parang as long as you submit and as long as you follow some videos that I post online, as long as you follow the modules, you'll definitely pass.
Even if it doesn't work.
Well, I mean,
See, there goes confidence out of the way.
I mean, if you follow the video, it should work.
But
But
that's the thing. Sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes they might, and especially how comp sci works. Like if you miss a bracket, everything doesn't work.
yeah, but
It's so scary.
the thing points out to you that you're missing a bracket. So
Also, it's the student's fault.
okay, okay. So, but I think ano, part of it is really finding what mode you work best in, and actually that was pointed out in the end of the video. That
I was able to figure it out.
hmm?
I was getting there.
Oh, okay.
I should watch
So,
the video.
there are modes of working that allow you to parang uh, for different people there are ways that they can quote unquote get the flow in which uh, your uh, again they use we kind of change the context a little. Instead of challenge, we use perceived importance. Instead of skill, we use
Mm-hmm.
confidence. So and each person has different ways of uh, kind of getting back in the groove. The thing is, I think the difference in context uh, is important because we're talking about apathy in a very specific context. Apathy towards a specific subject, apathy towards school. In the video, they talk about apathy in general, that you're apathetic towards life and how to kind of reinvigorate your interest, your investment in life. So might not be completely applicable,
Yoga.
but no. But the thing is, I think if I think apathy spreads. You can be uh, if you're apathetic in school.
Ah.
Uh, it might also be kind of an overflow from the apathy that you're feeling in general. So if you can kind of reinvigorate yourself, even outside of school, I think that will also overflow back into how you feel about school or about the thing that you're studying. So,
Hmm. For
uh,
example, if you would use yourself as an example.
okay, so say for example, yun nga, parang there are times na yun nga, I don't feel like doing anything. I don't want to do anything, or I don't want to feel that anything is important, so that I don't have to do anything. I don't want to face up the challenges of the day,
Uh-huh.
regardless of what they are. So it can be about school, it can be but if I have one single success in something, it can be just okay, parang I do all of my duties here in the center, and I'm successful there. Then it boosts my confidence. It makes me feel better about myself, and it can help me take on other challenges, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's other things. So I think some people just need that one victory that can uh, kind of prove to themselves that I can actually succeed at something, and therefore let me also try to apply myself in exercise, body, my self-care. Let me try and apply myself in academics. Let me try and apply myself in my social life. So if you get at least one victory, I think it helps a lot with your own perceived confidence, and you can start to also kind of restore the importance that you feel for these things.
Okay. For those that watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, this is very similar to the slump episode. Uh, I it's very based from what Sir Tarcy is saying. So, are you saying like small victories lead to bigger victories?
In general, yeah, that's a pretty straightforward way of putting it.
Huh. So, would you say washing the dishes would help me pass the bar exam?
I mean,
I don't say that. Sir Nathan, so mami lang may sasabihin siya na ako na maghuhugas ng pinggan. No, 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 no. I meant to say, I think I do see it. Like getting up is a victory for some, which
Mhm.
others might find trouble too. If you can get up now, you can start working out earlier, or you can
Mhm.
start reading book work earlier. Although it says yes, wash dishes. No, what? No, no, but I kind of see where you're getting at. And for our students here, I hope. Okay, we might be rambling on and on here. So we are rich in experience because of our lifespan that we have made here on Earth. But more on, let us know if if we make sense or we're getting a miss in relating it to the student in the student context, because it's very important that we try to make this relatable. We're not that old. Thai system and the school system. Oh my gosh, I should stop saying Pisay. Um, to feel like we're disconnected or we feel like a generation too far away from the youngsters. Although not knowing Pokemon, come on. How can you not know Pokemon? They had even more Pokemon outside beyond the 150. How many are there right now?
I
But
don't know.
anyways, the reason why I'm saying this is because I can't see the dislike button. YouTube now has a new system that you can see the likes, but you can't see the dislikes.
Yep.
And I think you can only see the dislikes if you press a dislike, tama ba? Or it
Uh,
won't show the dislike.
no, it's only visible to the creator.
Okay, so everyone, could you please dislike? No, 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 dislike this. No, no, no. Oh, bigyan mo ng likes. Not that I was pointing to the like. But Sir Nathan says it's kind of relatable to the idea that doing something poorly is better than not doing it at all.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Huh.
Okay, so that's enough. Just so that you guys also have something for the viewers. Maybe yeah, you're not feeling too good about yourself. Maybe it's about something specific. Maybe it's general that you need to kind of. You feel like you need a. I feel like you ever feel like you need to you need a reset. Parang everything's so hard at the moment. Na can we just reset and start things over? So honestly, I feel like that quite often when there's a lot of stuff. So if ever you feel like that you need that so the video suggests that there are kind of personality types in a sense what things will get you in the flow. So what are the things that will motivate you? What are the things that will build your confidence and help you help you value things more? So pull it up on the screen. There we go. So it's the Flow Genome Project, and
Also like Metal Gear. Why does it sound like Metal Gear?
I have no idea, but it comes with a quiz at the bottom. So I've actually not tried it, so we can try it. We can try it here. So let's see. When I am in the flow, I am most often in a crowd with friends, connected to my body, someplace quiet and reflective, pushing myself to my limit in a high stimulation environment. I don't get the second one. Connected to my body. I suppose doing something physical, maybe.
A lot of yogis and gym buffs feel that this is important. Not to say that it's not important, but for them it is important. So I guess that's for them. They feel
Mm.
more in the flow if they're. Gracie
No,
says she's asleep.
well, I mean,
I relate.
are in the
Honestly, I
flow.
relate to that.
Okay, but for me, it's someplace quiet and reflective. Okay. Okay, so if I had to choose between being and doing, I'd pick doing. If I wasn't moving, I'd go crazy. Being, I'm happiest in my peace and quiet. Honestly, I'm not sure. For me, doing is normally a distraction from
Wait,
things that.
the answer.
Hmm?
I want to answer the previous one. Go back. Go back. Go back. I want to, well, at least to say my answer. At
Okay,
least
okay, fine.
go back.
Yeah.
Question number one. Oh no, no. I guess. Okay. In a crowd with friends. Why not? Don't you feel that way in a crowd
Hmm?
with friends?
Well, I mean, I know. In terms of action, when I'm, yeah, it can be. I guess it depends on what kind of flow. So if it's more
Friends.
no, kasi if it's just a flow in the sense na okay, parang I'm enjoying things, parang I'm in the flow of I mean, yeah, in a crowd of friends, but more of in terms of fulfillment, na parang I'm doing things that I want to do and that I should do. I think it's more descriptive.
I thought it was more on like if you feel that it's this high challenge and also high skill. This is the feeling of.
Mm, well, yeah, I guess that's also possible.
No,
So,
because like in a crowd with friends, I feel like this is it's very high challenge, but I have low skill. Medium skill at least. Like I'm not that much. I'm very introvert kasi, so I don't get to talk much when I'm in a crowd. I'm happy when I'm in a crowd, but I'm not that interactive.
mm,
So it's flow. How about the fourth one? Pushing myself to the limit in a high stimulation event. So like whenever I play Valo competitive, I feel this. I feel the rush. I feel that I would like to push myself. I want to get to gold era stage really fast, but I also get stressed. So not flow. I mean to say like the what was the y axis? I
their
meant
y-axis or our y-axis?
our y axis. No, the interest is high. The challenge is very high as well, but my skill is just not that high.
Mm,
Like, just to give an example, yesterday, uh, no, for the past few days, I've been playing Valorant with some of our 2020 students. Hi everyone, Jed. I would say BI Cup, but you've been helping me a lot learning about Valorant. But through that, stuck with fighting against gold rank people. Some of them diamond. Like I suck. Like my stats like one kill, two kill, assist. Puro assist lang nagagawa ko.
but you're playing
But
support, right?
yeah, I do play support actually. But you know, it doesn't matter in Valorant. If you play support, but you can actually be a duelist na rin. I've seen 2020s play Spectre, which is support, but are like feel like duelists because they rush. But aside from that, but some plays quiet and reflective. I don't I don't know. I I feel like this is a limited choice. Is this the only choices that are?
Well, I don't know.
Then I guess four for me if ever I would choose.
Okay.
Next,
So if I had to choose between being and doing, I'd pick. Like, it's a bit hard for me because normally for me, doing is a distraction from other things that I actually have to be doing. When in fact, what's needed from me is I have to stop, sit down, and think about and plan ahead. So if I had to choose between being and doing, uh, honestly, yeah, I think I need to do. Ikaw, what do you think?
do I'm happiest in peace and quiet. I'm more on doing. Like although I do tend to sleep a lot recently, uh,
Yeah, that's
I
doing
feel
something.
like sino support yung sagot mo. No, but more on uh, when doing, I can. It's more on I'm actually using my skills. Or
Mm,
yeah, sleeping, I guess, also it's like you're resting na rin. But yeah, I feel like it's more fulfilling if I'm doing something, even though if it's doing something that I can turn off my brain off. I can
mm.
turn my brain off.
Okay, I value flow most because it inspires me to solve challenges creatively, lets me feel like I'm at one with everything that's happening, fuels my highest achievements, lets me share amazing moments with others. This sounds kind of, I don't know. I'm
You not
I'm
review this before you
I'm not a fan of, I don't know. It's just not the way they word it. Parang
uh,
it doesn't it doesn't
okay,
do it for
let's
me.
just fix- okay, for everyone else here in chat as well, let us know what your answers would most likely be. Uh, just answer with us. I won't be able to see the results because he didn't give me the. Why not post the link, by the way?
Hmm?
Can you post a link as well for others could share the results as well?
I mean,
But as we go through
it's
the questions, maybe you could let us know how you feel. Did you say that? Was that the enter? I heard that enter.
there. It's in the chat.
Oh, did you buy a new keyboard? I can't hear you typing na.
No, it's still the same.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
so for me, I guess I value flow most because it inspires me to solve challenges creatively. So I feel the most fulfilled when I'm working on a problem and uh, I was able to solve it using what I know. I didn't search for copy paste code from Stack Overflow, and I used what I knew. Creatively, I had to change a bunch of things, but I got it. So I think
mhm.
this is for me. Ikaw.
Let's go. Well, let's me feel like I'm at one with everything that's happening. That feels so hippie.
Hmm.
How do you feel that way? Even I've never felt something like that.
Oh wait.
I'm at one with everything that's happening.
So Nathan apparently already took it on his own, and you need
Can
your
you?
email to. Okay, I didn't know that, so I just followed the link from the video. So, and I wanted this to be like a genuine first time reaction thing. So sorry, but I mean, if you're okay with giving your email, go ahead. But
Maybe others could actually help us understand what the second one means. The third
hmm?
one is fuels my highest achievements. Fuels my highest achievements. I think I feel more like that. Like, because I do have personal goals that I would like to reach and break someday. Uh, to feel that flow when I'm doing something, knowing that it leads towards there. I guess that's what I feel flow most.
Hmm.
The fourth one is lets me share amazing moments with others. Uh, I do feel this, but not so much.
Hmm.
Uh, how would I say this? I feel happy for others, but I don't feel like my happiness should be determinant. uh, Like, huh? Let me share amazing moments with others. I can share the moments with others. Like, if they're having a moment, I can. I definitely feel for them. But if I'm having a moment of myself, I feel like it's not something that they would be interested in, or it's
Hmm.
not something that they should be um taking to unless they invested it in me. Like, uh, I guess for parents, our parents that had invested for my education, I feel that that would be important in that context. But for me, I think it will be more on number three fuels my highest achievements.
Hmm. Okay, but
Hi.
this one. But honestly, I guess we won't see the results until I know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I find flow when my heart's beating, adrenaline's pumping, and it's make or break time. When we're all
Ooh.
swept up in the moment together and feel connected to something bigger than ourselves. Everything's beautiful and effortless. Things happen perfectly. Okay. uh, Hours go by and I lose myself in my work and come up with something amazing. Oh,
Ooh.
I like this one. I
Me
like the
too.
last one.
I feel like it's a four. The first three. Okay, no. The first one, I get it. I like. I do feel this. In high stakes situation, Valorant again. Why am I thinking Valorant again? But it is thrilling. Oh, by the way, you should try Valorant, Mark. We have a
Eh,
lot of teachers that can teach us. Anyways, hearts beating, adrenaline pumping, and it's make or break time. Yeah. I feel like this do feel like I'm in the zone. I think that's a lot of people when they say they're in the zone. 2 and 3 feels like very what would be the word? All that comes out in my mind is hippie, but not to sound that mean. But
mm,
I don't feel that way.
yeah.
So weird. But number four for me also. I would go for number four.
Okay. I find myself in flow most often in a high stakes environment alone or with a tight crew with people so we can build off each other's energy. When I'm alone and deeply focused or in deep conversation with like minds in serene settings where I feel connected to something bigger than myself. Hmm.
Man, I feel like number four is towards priesthood or something. Like, anyways, what would be your answer?
Ako, I would be 3.
Really alone and deeply focused. Okay, now in this scenario, I think I'm either one or two. Because I don't feel like I have enough skill. I always maybe that's why lagi akong pabuhat sa Valorant. No, but also when I was in law school, me and Mina were very good study buddies, and I found it very difficult when I was alone after when I was taking the bar alone. So
Mm,
it was a change in dynamic for me. Ayun, but
mm,
I feel like when you're with someone who feels that the thing that we're doing is also important, it makes me how would I say it? It validates my feeling that what I'm doing is also important. Like Valorant. We need to play spike, defuse. So the high stakes and the feeling of uh it feels important because other people feels that uh it shouldn't be not necessarily okay, it's not bad per se. I mean to say, porket important sa iba, dapat important din sa'yo. Not necessarily. What if if it's genuinely good, wouldn't be positive if you feel that it's important to as well? So that's why I feel one and two might be important for me.
mm. But I know, honestly, yeah, alone deeply focused here. But the second part also is a bigger plus for me. I mean, I don't really
Deep
need a lot of other
conversation with
people,
like my
but
uh-huh.
if I can, alongside with that, that thinking, I can also talk with someone who thinks the same way. Then that's also good for me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
my primary way to get into flow is making and sharing experience. I feel like not to bash on this quiz, but I mean, if you knew how to
No,
get
there
into the
are
flow,
people.
if you knew how to get into the flow, we wouldn't be taking this quiz. And okay, my primary way to get to flow is making sharing experiences with friends, engaging my mind to create and solve things, bringing my body and mind into balance, challenging my body or career to its fullest. I guess it's more
Ooh.
this one for me. Second.
Oh, mine is. Well, I feel like it's four, but wait, challenging my body to or career to its fullest. No, I think it's second also for me. I like problem solving, even though I suck in a lot of problem solving games.
Okay,
That's why I walkthroughs.
if I could take my dream flow training course, it might be called what? This I okay. Honestly, so the graph that we saw earlier was I found very helpful, very valuable. I think this is also, I guess, important, but the way that they word it is kind of throwing me off. It's okay. If I could take my dream flow training course, it might be called Flow Big or Go
No.
Home: how to huck huge in the zone. What? Flow, how peak experiences create social bonding. Flow, harnessing creativity for your next breakthrough. Flow, the secret to universal awareness.
That's that's very deep. What would you say? Yours.
No, what? I'm just gonna pick a.
Marina questions, how do they actually define flow?
Well, for them, it's the high skill and high high challenge. So you're
Yeah,
being challenged, and you have the skill to meet that challenge.
to achieve it.
So
Yeah.
you're in the zone basically. So no, that's one way of putting it.
I think
Uh,
for me, three.
yeah, I'm three. I would say that I'm also three. Okay, the main reason I value flow is it gives me access to information I don't normally have. It gives me access to connections that I don't normally have. Uh, it helps me thrive in high stress environments. It helps me develop my spiritual awareness. I need to check this website more later. Parang I'm a bit concerned. Anyway, we're drawing lessons anyway, so as well. It gives me access to,
Me
I guess,
one.
yeah, information. I guess.
Yeah. Well, okay. Maybe we're doubting this because there are different kinds of people that finds flow in different situations. Like, maybe like a F1 driver would feel more attuned when the stakes are high. So, like that, he feels differently as opposed to how we feel. Same goes for our students, I guess. They might be feeling something more differently. Like our classes, our subjects might not be like a subject, but more of a challenge.
Mm. Okay, my essential flow hacking gear: a dance floor, stage, or dinner table. A board, must slide or roll.
Oh, I like second. Second, please.
Wait, are they talking
First,
about like
first.
are they talking about like a game board or like a
I
chalkboard,
think
a
so. Yeah.
whiteboard, um, a mat, altar, and incense optional, a creative canvas, digital or actual?
Ooh, but me second.
Anyway, probably I need a canvas, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, an artist.
Let's see. The word that I most associate with my path to flow is intensity, serenity, insight, intimacy. Hmm. I go with insight.
Flow. Yeah, I think it's insight as well. Like it's like unlocking 100% of your brain, limitless.
Okay, but now I need to separate you. But yeah, whatever. I think
No, no,
that's
no,
enough.
no, no, no,
Huh?
no, no. I want to see the results. Come on. Use your Heaven's Fury email.
I don't have that anymore.
What? How about all your fanfics?
I connected them to a different account.
Ooh, which one?
Why would I tell you?
Well, so that everyone can follow. Don't fanfic artists, authors live off of the likes and dislikes of their pieces.
Yeah, I mean, depends on how invested you are. Okay. Okay, so I supposedly sent me an email. Check really quick.
So,
Uh,
how is everyone doing? I hope you're you're finding this stream at least weird. Yun na lang. That's the most that we can try to get out of you. I know it's only 18. We didn't hype this out that much because we knew that it was a serious topic. Honestly, I too was surprised with what Sir Tarcy said about if we were going for the gender issue in Pisay because um gonna get cancelled because of what we were gonna say.
well, I mean, I
Um
was. You're probably
yeah.
good.
Well, okay, ish. But I think I know why a lot of people chose you tagged wrong. You didn't you didn't at everyone. You just said hi everyone. So only those that were able to see it saw it, and not everyone was notified that that was the topic.
Mm. Well, I mean,
Are you
I,
okay?
isn't an at everyone kind of
Disturbing for everyone.
parang yeah, it's not, di ba parang it's not practice to use at everyone unless it's like
Uh,
super,
Not in our community.
see, I haven't gotten. Oh, there we go. There's the email. Okay, my flow profile is. Is there any way to view this without showing my email? Um. Oh, they have a 10. Oh no, they have a 10-page profile.
Wow. Okay, one page per minute. Go.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so I am a. Uh. Well, they said I was a deep thinker, so I guess. Uh. This is the 10. Sorry. These are the 4 profiles that you can be. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm a deep thinker, so I can just jump down to deep thinking. So actually, it depends on though. I guess we don't know what you are. Uh, let's see.
I feel
So
like it's so limited, and the choices were too obvious to the four.
yeah, that's true. Okay. So favorite websites: stackhexchange.com, Etsy.com, Stack Overflow actually, but catchphrase we wish you didn't ever say, not tonight. Catchphrase we wish you didn't ever say. So they don't want me to say not tonight. So to procrastinate, I guess. Okay.
I guess so. Yeah.
Core piece of equipment, my away room that I need to. Yeah, okay. I can imagine that. Okay. Your flow dream date consists of you, yourself, and you getting finally uninterrupted time to do what you love most. You tend to seek flow through creative, reflective, and often soothingly repetitive work that lets your mind wander, lets your nervous system relax deeply, etc. Let's go more on to like what things I can do. Okay, your nervous system may be particularly sensitive and mismatched to contemporary, always on society. Yes, I hate getting those sudden emails that I wish I could just address them at least once a week and be good. It may require dedicated effort for you to carve out and protect those experiences that give you the restorative flow. Actually, let me zoom in.
Yeah. How do you zoom? Don't you want to zoom in a
Hang on,
bit?
there we go. There you go. Okay. Um, you're blocking the just okay.
Okay.
Let's see. It's okay to write poetry even if you're not published. It's okay to throw pots or ride horses even if they never win you anything. These are weird examples. Um, know that your passions are serving an essential purpose and keep you balanced and energized in life. Increase your resilience, your immunity, your creativity, and your optimism. Not only that, not only is that enough, it's everything. Pro tip: given your relatively gentle, really okay, nature and rich inner life, you may find yourself less than fully embodied. Meaning, you might not have excelled in organized sports, and you may shun the vigorous and challenging in favor of the more contemplative and restorative. Consider
You should see
boosting.
Sir Tarcy badminton.
Anyway, consider boosting your resilience by easing into cardio and strength training. Sign up for a fun race, test your boundaries mentally, build some muscle, and not only will you find yourself more resilient, you'll also be rewarded with more flow when you do return to your happy place.
So is this
Hmm.
making yourself more rounded? I
Hmm?
feel like this suggestion is more on knowing your weaknesses and trying to build up on them. Not
Hmm.
necessarily bad, but it feels
Yeah.
like to have a flow, you have to have a holistic approach. I mean to say, make sure you're not lacking in any of these qualities. Like you're good in mind, therefore, since you're good in mind, try to build up on body or spirit.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what is this side? I feel like Scientology ba to or something? Or I meant it does make sense from the start. I just feel like the choices might be too limited. Are you
Uh,
endorsing this though for
I
our
mean,
students?
I feel like the options are limited and also the approach too generic. So parang
But what's the
I feel
takeaway that we're going to give our students?
I feel like all of this you could tell this to anyone and parang yeah, that makes sense. So
All the people in the comments are saying this feels like a scam. What is this? Oh no!
yeah,
What have we done?
I mean the video was good. Uh, so I'm not too sad about that. Maybe this site is less. I don't know. I mean, they haven't asked me for money yet, so I've got
Oh,
that going
go
for me.
down. Let's see if you go down. If they would,
I
I
mean,
think.
they're offering a program, so
Oh,
yeah.
that's how they get you. Yeah. Okay,
But
this
definitely
is
not.
bad. Not necessarily the takeaway that we want to give you, but more on what would be the takeaway that we want to give our students that are with us right now and those that would be watching this in the future. Um, when it comes to flow, okay, so we understand that apathy is not necessarily you not feeling anything about it. It might be an indicator that you're just not that interested and you just don't have the skill for it. Tell me if I'm straying. Right, right.
Um, were you referring to importance and perceived skill?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Now, um, in in order for, however, most of us feel not mostly on the apathetic state, but more on the anxious state. It's something that our students mentioned that they feel this more than apathy when it comes to studying because we
mm,
do provide this in an educational setting, how we are as teachers and how they are as students. um, we want our what we want for our students is to achieve the state of flow, and the only way that we can help that is by um, having them understand that the importance of this thing, as well as trying to build up on the skill on it. We were able to talk about that grades not necessarily are important in order to reach the state of flow, because we do understand that someone tingin sa akin ni Oreo, one of our cats. We do understand that sometimes the grading system, the school system might be flawed in a sense that we and might be contributory to us feeling anxious or not reaching the state of flow. I feel like we're talking about the religion, but uh, as you mentioned, there are ways that we can jumpstart. We have to try to figure out how to jumpstart these things. It's hard that we focus on the skill alone. I meant it's important for us to reach skill. Sorry, it's important for us to reach flow by increasing our skill by using resources such as time, connections, and what was the other one I mentioned? Money. Let's say go for tutoring service such as that. But it won't reach that state. You won't reach that state of flow if you don't put enough interest or realize the importance of the thing that you're doing. We did mention that a lot of things feel important because with how many subjects do our students have right now at average? College,
mm.
mas konti subjects nyo sa college. So, doesn't it, isn't more better, isn't more better, isn't it better in college since the lesser subjects that you have, the more focused you are to complete those tasks?
Well, I mean, though in college it's more of a sink or swim type. I mean, they do give you lessons, pero it's up to you to catch up and keep up with everything.
As opposed to our, what about our AY grade 10 students? Like they have how many subjects do they have? They have a
Uh,
lot, right?
yeah.
And they have like how many recs a week? 9 recs a week, 10 recs a week.
Mm.
Then they get to SYP, kokonti subjects sila pero bibigat naman. We're not scaring you, okay? For all those, for our college kids that were able to get through this, drop some hints for our lower years. But what would you say would be the best takeaway for those in of flow? See
I
you
really don't.
next week.
I really
Since
don't
we're
like.
at the
Honestly, I don't like that word. Parang it feels like you're trying to sell something. So okay,
okay, so
might as
okay,
well. No, I'm.
don't
We
should we
changed their
stop using the
axis.
negative word? Like,
Uh,
kasi we don't want to say na how to not feel apathetic. You're still using the word apathetic, although
no,
I
but
think that's more the
yeah.
secret.
I don't know, but I feel like at least what I want to impart here is uh as opposed so uh what I want to put at the end other side of apathy is a sense of fulfillment.
So
That
ah,
when you
isn't that
are
flow?
hmm? Hmm?
Isn't that flow then?
Yeah, okay, but let's use I don't want to use that word, but it feels so gimmicky.
Whoa!
So
Enlightened. Would you rather use the word
no,
enlightened?
not enlightened. So okay, so the and I want to use the kind our modification that uh well so for those of us who are feeling apathetic and we talked about how it might have been this defense mechanism that people were worried, people were anxious because they know that these things are important, and so as a defense mechanism they decided to not think of them as important anymore, and so they reduce themselves to apathy. um, to be able to get that sense of fulfillment of properly accomplishing things, of no, being confident that you know things, of being confident that you're able to uh, do things that are important.
Uh-huh.
You need to revive that to face head on that yeah these things are important, and at the same time slowly also increase your own confidence uh, in that particular aspect. And when it comes to increasing your confidence, uh, you do have to kind of revive your feelings of importance for that particular thing. So it's hard to put in the effort to practice, to study, to put in the effort on whatever that is to gain the skill or confidence if you don't think it's important. So you do have to slowly raise it up. So it will make you a little worried. It might make you a little anxious, but uh, it might be a necessary step in order to uh, improve. And you might also need to evaluate how you are measuring yourself. Are you measuring yourself using grades? Maybe that's not a good metric for you. Are you measuring yourself based on how many hours you put into your work? Because that can be enough. It shows that you are putting in effort. Maybe that's a better metric for you. Or maybe uh, how many questions you've answered, or uh, I don't know. Choose your own metric. Choose something that will help you with your confidence. That's something that you can only tell. You have to decide for yourself. Uh, People might make suggestions for you. You can ask your teacher what can help build your confidence in this particular skill. You can ask for advice, but in the end, you have to decide that based on what you want to get out of studying, practicing, and doing these things. Anyway, it's 10:01. Let's wrap it up really quick. So, well, I mean, that was our wrap up. Anything else you want to say, Josh?
Wala, you muted me. I couldn't say it. No, just kidding. You said actually everything that needed to be said, so I won't add anything anymore. More on I wanted to read. Oh, there's a comment here. Jed actually says that the word flow was used in a psychology book. Huh. So it's an actual it's an actual term for
Yeah, I still don't like it.
anyway. So with that, thank you very much for everyone that's here with us. It's a very serious topic, I know. And we don't want to feel like those Can I say it? Valid. Oh, wait, should I have said that? We don't want to feel like those webinars that feel like we're forcing these thoughts on you. It's more discovery because we too as well, and we hope that you could have joined us in a way that we discover whether or not is this something that is practical for us as teacher and also for you as students. So it's not us imposing, but more on Marie, don't say it. That was my bad. But more on a discovery on both our sides. So we were able to get through the serious topic. Yes, it's my time for the lighter topic.
I
But the
chose the
problem
last
is,
light topic. I've been choosing the topics for like. Wait, what
no,
was your last
people
chosen
have,
topic? What was the last thing
people
you?
have chosen.
Fine.
Club game. Oh
Hmm?
yeah, you were the one who suggested that. Anyways, um, no, anyways, I just wanted to mention then because I already took my leave from school. All of my lectures are now in video format. So actually, I fitting that they can't see my face because I won't be seen for a long, long time until February. But uh, I'm still here. I just wanted to tell everyone that both in not only Valorant, both on Tarcy Talks, also with consultation. I'm still here. I'm also the one screening your papers, whatever you submit, especially your long test. On December, I'll be the one checking it. Sorry, K-Hub will be the one checking it. But with that, sorry, that was more on me. Thank you for everyone that was here to join us. Share this if you feel like you found someone else that's in a slump that might be feeling apathetic. This might help them, or this might help them sneaker at least to say the sino ba naman to talk about this kind of stuff. At least it gets out there. We learn more. Next week we're looking into a lighter stream. Give us suggestions as to what we can talk about. Um, can go so much. We can have Tarcy Trash Talks. TTT. Wag naman. That was suggested by Bianca back then. I was also thinking kasi next next Monday is the the third day before Valorant. Oh wait, when does VCT end? The Valorant tournament. I was thinking, oh, maybe we could make a Valorant, our own Valorant tournament. Mark, are you game? Are you game? Team Tarcy versus Team Sir Q. Why did you
Mm,
say
mm, mm,
Batch
eh.
2020 will be your teachers, while Batch 2021 will be
December 12 daw matatapos. So, our next stream is December 13.
oh, so sad. Um, Actually, we were also thinking of adding. I was thinking of adding one more stream day, but more on our recordings, such as if we play a game, we'll add it on let's say a Friday stream, or like a Wednesday stream.
Mm.
So aside from our talks, which are Mondays, Tarcy games would be on Wednesdays. Just kidding, TGs. A whole different channel. But we might be
We're
playing
not
Phasmo
big
also
enough
on
for
Friday.
another channel.
Friday, a student had actually invited us to play Phasmophobia, so we might record that and play that on next Monday. But we find sayang kasi interaction on Mondays especially if it's something that you might need. So we're looking to premiere these gameplays on a different day of the week.
Yeah.
Actually, short channel. Actually, yeah, if could post not only the shorts videos but also messages from both of us. I have Twitter, but that's my personal Twitter. We hope that Mark might have words of wisdom for us to share, or pictures that he can share with the community. That's
No.
why we hope we can build up this to a community level. How do you buy followers? You can buy followers online, right? Just kidding.
Okay,
Cooking
that's
show that. Cooking show.
that's it. Parang, I
Tarsi
feel like
TikToks, Triple T Tarcy.
Okay, we're ending now. Okay, so everyone, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all next
Tarcy
week. We might have another stream, like Joshua said. We'll see. But if ever, we'll just see you next week. And thank you all for tuning in. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Fab.